Okay, so big thanks to Rob for letting us have a look inside his bag, our first customer. It was really good to hear from Rob and just find out a little bit about his history, what he's trying to achieve and what his frustrations are. So before we get into that, as you know, we're just keen to have a look inside the bag. So here we are. You'll have to do without my lovely face for this one. Hama, H-A-M-A is the brand of this bag, and I know it well actually because I recommended this bag to Rob when I got one years ago. It's very much designed on the Lowepro bag. In fact, it's identical apart from a few odd changes. And I believe we bought these at a show in Peterborough, and from memory it was about 20 to 25 pounds, and I know full well this wouldn't be much short of £100 if I'd have bought the Lowepro one. So as you see, there's a nice little zip on the front here, nothing inside. I'm not giving anything away there. I'm sure that's where the sandwiches go. Let's have a look around. So here we are. We're in Rob's bag. This feels like one of those TV shows when you go through and have a look through celebrities' homes. So what have we got up here? Let's have a nose first of all. Rob's got a cleaning cloth in here. Good man. Important to keep something with you that you can just wipe that lens over. And a memory card. Nicely sealed away there. Okay, so we're going to leave the camera till last. Rob's got a pair of binoculars in there. Surprise bag here. This is a teleconverter, 2x teleconverter. I'll show you what these do. Basically this goes in between your camera and your lens, and this will double up whatever the numbers are on your lens. So if you're wanting to do wildlife or sporting events and you want to get a zoom that's further than what you've got, this is a great way of doing it and a very cost-effective way of doing it. We'll have a look at that when we talk about lenses and we talk about kit later on. I have to say though, Rob, that's looking a bit clean and tidy. I wonder how often that comes out of the bag. So what have we got here? This is, I'm thinking, 18 to 55. This is the kit lens that comes with most of the Canons. I'm pleased to see actually that Rob has put a filter on this. Let me just show you what I mean. This is just a clear UV filter. See that? And that just slots straight on the end. Now why would you do that? You are protecting your lens, is your main priority here. And I can vouch for this. I've got a large zoom lens that cost me about £1,500, and I paid nearly £100 for one of these because I wanted a pro version. But I put my lens in my bag, pulled the lid down, and without realizing it, it rested on something in the bag, and this was totally shattered. Well, that would have been my lens gone and a big bill to pay. So I can personally vouch for that. I never buy anything without putting a filter on the end of it. And also, if you look around on eBay, when we start talking about second-hand lenses elsewhere on the site, if you find someone that says they've put a filter on it from the word go, you know that their main lens hasn't had any damage or marks or anything on it. So that's really good. Okay, so that's his 18 to 55 sitting there. It is actually the image stabilizing version. That's simply the battery charger. This looks familiar. This is exactly the same. I have this lens myself. This is one that I use for when we're on holiday and things, and I don't want to take two lenses around with me. This is a Sigma 28 to 300. This has a fantastic range. And yeah, it's a very good lens. I like this lens. And again, Rob has got a filter on that, so full marks there. So what's actually on the camera itself? See how this is nicely kept and padded away in here. What have we got? Rob has got a 50D, the Canon EOS 50D. This is a beautiful camera. Nice big display on the back of it here. I should turn it around to face you, although we're going to have a more detailed look at this in a while. So yeah, it's super camera, and he's got a 10-20 zoom on here. So now this is bearing in mind that with Canon there's a 1.6 times crop factor going. You'll see about crop factor elsewhere on the site. So he's looking here at his lowest at 10mm. On this camera that's actually 16mm, and the 20 will be what, 32mm then. So that's a good wide angle lens. On all of these there are hoods. We're going to line them up. There's actually dots here. It's me being lazy. So you're stropping. Again, we'll talk about quite why and what's the purpose of these hoods. But in principle, you're just stopping light coming in, stopping a few of those lens flares that can creep in. Now Rob hasn't got his cover on this. I'm just going to slip that back on. But yeah. Interesting as well. Terrible. Rob's got this set on green, which is the full automatic, which means as well when I turn it on, yeah, ISO is also on automatic, and shooting in JPEGs, not RAW. So I need to have a talk with Rob when I meet back up with him, but I'm just joking. That's all good stuff, and I'm sure very typical of however other people use it as well. But I'm hoping in a month or so's time, when Rob's been through the tutorials on this site and I've had a chance to talk with him about this, I will come back to it, and that's going to be set on manual, and his ISO will also be set manually. I'm so passionate about getting people onto manual. I think it not only makes the experience a lot more fun for yourselves, you're just starting to understand what you're doing instead of relying on an automatic button that you haven't got a clue what it's doing. So no, that's brilliant. Thank you ever so much, Rob. We're going to go through this now. We'll have a look at the camera. We'll look at different lenses. We'll see what we can achieve. And yeah, so Canon 50D with a variety of lenses. I've definitely got something to go at here on the first project.